This video is prepared for the people without any foundation of Python programming. And in this video, we are going to introduce some basic Python knowledge and also perform some techniques which will be used in our future projects. After you download and install Anaconda in your laptop, and we can go to this page, and we will use the Jupyter Notebook, and we will click Launch it, and it will lead us to the file category. We can choose to create a new Python 3 notebook, or we can click and open the file which we have saved before. And such as we're going to go to the Python basic file like this. And first, I will introduce the Jupyter Notebook basic. So here's the cell, and if I want to change that cell, right now it's code cell, I want to change that to text, which called markdown, and we will press the M key. Maybe change to the text file, text cell, and we can add any text here. It will just like text. And if we want to change that back to the code cell, we can press the Y key. So if we change to the code, and we can add something here, write some code here. If we want to add a cell above, we will press the B key. Above, we press E key. And if we want to insert a cell below, we press B key. If we want to delete the selected cell, we select it and double press D key. And if you want to see more instructions, see the keyboard shortcut, we press the cell and press H key. And then we go to the Python basic. And here I introduce 4 data type. First is A, is a single number. Second, B is a single string. Third is a single list. And list contain multiple elements here. And for here, if we let's see if we want to print A. First we run this code, and we print A. This came to a number 1. Want to call B, we came to the single string. If we call C, it will came to the full list. And if we just want to select the first element of the list, we will add C bracket 0, because the Python starts from 0 in their counting. So accounting will came to here. If we want to call the second element, we will write C1. If we want to add another new element in the list, we can write the variable C dot append the new element. When we run this, we can see the new element have been added to the list. And the fourth variable is called set. The set variable is similar like the things we have learned in math course. In that, the two variables cannot be repeated. Such as right now I put 2 accounting in the set variable. When I call D, it only came to 3 variables. I only called 3 elements. And then we also go to the second conditions and operators, such as I want to perform when A equal to 200 and B equal to 33. I want to judge whether A is greater than B and output the result. And right now I have A equal to 200, B equal to 33, and we use condition if. If B is greater than A, in column we print B is greater than A. Else if A is equal to B, we will print A and B are equal. Or in other condition, otherwise, we print A is greater than B. Let's see the result. So A is greater than B, so we output here. If we pay attention to Python, is very sensitive to the space and format. So if we want to include the print under the if-else statement, we need to add tab here. And also we need to pay attention to the colon here. We also need to pay attention to, if we judge whether A is equal to B, we need to add 2 equal sign here. And then we come to the loop. There are 2 types of loop. One is while, one is for. Here, I just introduced for loop, such as I want to print for x in range 2 to 6, colon, print x, which means I want to print all the x for that range. Here we came to 2, 3, 4, and 5, which means the range, the left side 2 is included, and 6 is not included. And then we came to the function. Function is the stuff we have defined before, and then we call it. Just like Excel function, we need to define it by ourselves. And then, just like Excel function, we need to call that, such as I define function. I just name it at my function. And this is the input variable, name, and colon. Within that function, we want to print name, the variable, and plus a string. I just randomly want that. First we run this, and then we call my function and the variable inside it. And we came to financial accounting. If we add a space here, if we add a space. And the fifth is the library. The library is just packages that people have already written in Python. We just need to call it, such as here, we write input pandas as pd. So if you want to call that library, we just use pd dot. And in this code, I want to read the CSV file locally, and here is a local address. And I put here, and then I assign this to the variable tweet, and we call tweet. We can see this is the CSV data frame, and here is a variable. If you just want to call the text column, we can just write tweet text. So here came to all the column. If you just want to select the first element, we'll use arrow. So the first element came up. If you want to add a new column here called sentiment, we write tweet sentiment equal none, and then call tweet again. We can see the sentiment column has been added. If you want to change the first element to positive, then we will change to tweet sentiment 0 equal positive, and we run that. We can see the first element has been changed to positive. So that is the basic of Python, and here I will introduce 2 resources. First is W3 School, and we see that. So this is an online tutorial, just as like a dictionary. If we forget some knowledge or some syntax, we can check here. And then Last one is Keiko, and we can open it. So this is a pandas tutorial, and pandas is an important library which will use it to modify the data frame, and we do some data analytics. So here is some functions like creating reading and writing, indexing, grouping and sorting, data types, renaming and combining. So I would strongly recommend you to go through all the tutorial, and you will be very familiar with how to modify the data frame and use it in our data analytics. Thanks. That's all.